The Parallax for Writers theme is a premium WordPress theme created, installed, and customized for you by GoCreate.me. The theme was built by a writer and developer to meet the needs of authors who want to market their books online. The theme comes with a built-in cookie bar to adhere to various countries' regulations. It's also responsive, so it looks great on phones, tablets, and computers. Every author is different, and their priorities will vary. Unless a writer wants something different, GoCreate.me will always put priority on collecting newsletter subscribers. We'll help you do so by promoting whatever reader magnet you may have in a slideshow image that redirects to a landing page where you can offer that book for free. And we also include your newsletter sign up in the sidebar. The Parallax for Writers theme is a WordPress theme, so certain elements will always operate the same way. For example, we can include a pen name, an optional tagline, as well as an optional logo that could appear to the left, or we could just use the logo instead of your pen name and tagline. And your navigation menu will always appear on the right. And once we reach tablet size, then the navigation turns into a hamburger menu that is usable by mobile devices with a tap of the finger. If you already have a WordPress site, your existing content should remain. We will also help you optimize and simplify your navigation menus so it's easier for your readers to find what they're looking for when they visit your site. We'll work with you to create at least one header image or a slideshow that consists of unlimited images so that we can focus on what's most important to you. Below that slideshow, we will work with you to showcase the most important areas so we can create a customized homepage like this one here, or we can stick to one of the regular templates available in the original Parallax for Writers theme, such as this one here where we can feature a few books, or we could showcase all of your books by creating a homepage that lists every single one of your books organized by series, and once people click on that, they are taken to an individual page where they can see where the book is available, in what format, and they can also read a few more things about each book. The content of what you put in your footer area will vary based on your needs. If you blog, you could decide to include the latest blog posts. You could decide to include a contact form. If you are active on Instagram, we could also feature your most recent Instagram images. In the very bottom, we will include some verbiage that we recommend you use for legal reasons, such as disclosing the fact that you are an affiliate if you are one. We will also link to your privacy policy so that you meet GDPR requirements, and if you don't currently have a privacy policy, we will show you an example that you can use as a source of inspiration to create your own. As mentioned before, the Parallax for Writers theme was created with authors in mind. As such, you will find several templates designed to be used for your books, such as this multiple series with sidebar template, where you can list unlimited books. The template supports a title, which can be made clickable to go to whatever URL you want, a subtitle, as well as an entire paragraph area where you could decide to include more information, such as a box set image that you can float to the left or right of your paragraph. The very same template can be used to showcase audiobooks as long as you've populated audiobook covers for each book, and then all you need to do here is toggle an audio switch on the multiple series page. This particular template also comes in full width without the sidebar. An example can be seen here. This is another template that you can use to showcase a handful of your books or one particular series. The back end only requires you to select the books using a drop-down menu. You can drag and drop to reorder them. Once the books have been populated, the title, tagline, sales blurb, cover, and a link to learn more appear automatically, with the covers alternating left and right with each book that you populate. The book themselves can contain as little or as much information as you want. The minimum requirements would be to include a cover, a title, and a sales blurb. If you include a tagline, it appears here. You can optionally include the name of the series, and if you also select books further down in the page that are part of this series, this will turn into a clickable link that scrolls down to the very bottom of the page so readers can see what the other books are. Below the book cover, you can include up to 5 formats per book, and you control the order in which the retailer icons appear. The very first ebook link will by default be the same link as what your book cover is. Anytime you click on the cover or a retailer link, it will open in a separate tab. And if you decide to, you can include your affiliate link to earn some additional income if people make a purchase. The way the theme was coded, you can overwrite the retailer icons that I will pre-populate for you at any time. You can create new ones. You can also control the text that appears for each format. Here's an example of a book page where 4 formats have been included, as well as praise. You can click to read an excerpt. You can also see a video. The retailer links have been repeated, and you also see other books in the series. This is another example where we've got an audiobook excerpt. There is also a section where you can include whatever text or code you want, such as using the Amazon preview widget if you would like to use that, instead of using the built-in excerpt interface, although I recommend against it because I don't personally think it's easy to read a book like this if you are on desktop because their widget is not responsive. Here's a quick overview of how easy it is to edit a book. All of my custom templates come with step-by-step instructions as well as separate fields, so it's easy for you to put the information in its proper spot. Title goes at the top. You have room for the ebook cover as well as the audio cover. If you choose to include a tagline, author names, or series name, it goes here. You control colors with color pickers. Your sales blurb goes here. You can italicize and bold text using the regular interface. If you decide to optimize your pages for search engine optimization, I will include a free plugin to help you do that. This is how you would embed a YouTube book trailer or an audiobook excerpt. You have room for 1 per book. You just copy and paste the URL here. If you wanted to use the Amazon preview widget, it would be a matter of copying the iframe code in here, but you could also use this section if you'd like to use the new V2.0 feature that enables you to embed an entire series. That could go in here. You also have your retailer links. It's easy to add a retailer link. You pick from the drop-down menu that I will pre-populate for you. You put in the URL. You can drag and drop to reorder them based on what is most important to you. So as you can see here, you have 5 different formats, unlimited retailer links per format. You also have the option to repeat those same retailer links just by toggling this on or off. And if you repeat them, they will appear below praise, excerpt, and media, whichever sections you've populated. This is where the book excerpt goes. You just copy and paste from Word, Vellum, Scrivener. Praise goes here. You can drag and drop to reorder. You can delete. You can add rows in between new ones. This last section is optional, but if you choose to populate it and include all of the books in the series, as well as include a series name at the very top, this is how you make the link connect so that clicking on that link scrolls down to show the books in the series. As mentioned earlier in the video, the Parallax for Writers theme also supports what I call landing pages, where there's no header, there's no footer, there's no navigation, there's no sidebar, there's no distraction. So you could create Facebook ads to send traffic directly to this page on your site. It's easy to select a background image. Here you control what image. It needs to be a vertical one, like a book cover, would appear on the left. You control the title and the title color. You control the text, and then you can put either form code to collect newsletter subscribers, or you could also create a button and sell direct, include a link to PayHip or Sells, and sell your books or bundles directly after they've signed up. That would be a great way to use this template. You can create as many of them as you want. This template is limited in the sense that these are the components and this is where they go. On mobile, the image would appear above the text. You also have a very blank template where there's no background image, but if you want to put an image somewhere else, you can do whatever you want with this template. It's just a regular WordPress interface, but there's no header, there's no footer, there's no sidebar. I also give you a custom 404 error page. The 404 error page is loaded where the URL doesn't exist. You might as well promote something. So you decide, you can select a multiple series page and easily select whatever books you want to send traffic to. And last but not least, you have access to unlimited pages built using this template here, which I call a promo template. Everything is optional, but this is going to give you an example of what it could look like. There's no header and there's no footer, so it's not branded at all to look like your site. You could, if you wanted to, use a header image that would brand your site. But I created this template so you could get together with several authors in your genre and each promote a free book, or perhaps it's a sale at 99 cents. And then everybody can send you a book cover image and the URL at Amazon where their book is on sale. You could even include your affiliate link if it's a paid sale so that you can collect additional income. If you wanted to do that, you're hosting the promotion, why not? You decide. Or you could just work with BookFunnel, where every author sets up a landing page with BookFunnel and each author can collect their own newsletter subscribers. All you need again is the book cover as well as every author's BookFunnel link. You can include a little bit more information about each book. Sometimes readers are picky about the content rating, so you can use these sections here per book. Because the Parallax for Writers theme is a WordPress theme, you still have access to all of the regular WordPress features. If you've been blogging, your blog posts will still remain visible after switching to my theme. So this is an example of what your blog archive page would look like. If you use featured images, they appear above the title. You have the date and then an excerpt. You can read more, be taken to the individual blog post, which this is not a real one here. This is a mishmash of various authors, but you can float images within your text as you can do with any WordPress theme. You also have a search feature in the header. You have access to a full width template where there's no sidebar, and you also have a template where there is a sidebar. Parallax for Writers V2.0 now comes with the ability to easily embed 4 different sections. By adding one simple line of shortcode, you can retrieve the information from a book that's already been populated. For example, if you're writing a blog post and you'd like to tell people about your latest book, you can put this shortcode within your blog post and then hit publish. So the embed code allows you to quickly retrieve the book's name, the tagline, the cover, the sales blurb, as well as all of your retailer links, all with one line of shortcode, and everything is in the exact same order as what you've got on your book page. If you were to edit your book page, this embed code here would automatically be updated as well. You have 2 more versions that are similar to this. This is the shorter version where you only have the title, cover, retailer links. There is a similar feature where you retrieve the audiobook cover and only the audiobook links. And here's what it looks like when you use the series embed code. Right now here, this is my demo series page that contains multiple series, but you could easily create a series page with only the one series so that you can use it to embed on various pages or blog posts or individual book page if you'd like, and it only takes a few seconds to do that. As part of my custom installation, I will pre-populate several book retailer links for you, but you can always add your own later. This is where you control the labels for each format. These are global settings. You control and can add, remove, reorder your social links and social buttons. You control the fine print. I will pre-populate some information for you, but you can update it at any time. And best of all, you can track everything. If you want to use a Facebook pixel so you can tag Facebook users come into your site and then advertise to them, it's easy. All you need to do is enter the snippet. I provide the instructions. I'll help you set it up during the initial installation. Google Analytics code, also good tracking to have, gives you information about who your visitors are, what pages are most popular, what the flow of visitors is like going through your site. If you are a member of Amazon Associates for several countries, you can connect them all under the Amazon One link and enter the snippet here. And you can also easily add more header or footer scripts, such as your MailerLite universal snippet or your Google meta tag, whatever you need to use. You can easily update this information on your own at any time. So you're probably wondering, how does it work? There's a lot of work and preparation that goes into this, so I can't just fit you in at the last minute whenever you put in an order. You need to book an installation date and pay upfront. To do that, go to GoCreate.me. You can either click on Book Now or Book Your Premium Installation Now. Both will take you to the same page. You will see a calendar with availability for the next few months. And as you can see on the calendar, some weeks have 2, some weeks have 3 slots open for bookings. Don't worry too much about picking an exact date because there's a lot of preparation I will do ahead of time. Your installation, the bulk of the work on your live site or on a staging site, will be done around the date you picked, and it could very well end a few days after your installation date. So what is important is to pick a date where you do not have a lot on your plate that week, or if you have a big launch, don't pick that week. Pick something far away from a launch. Once you've selected your date, click Book Now. If you're Canadian, I will charge you GST because my business is incorporated in Canada. You can proceed to checkout. Fill in your billing information. I would like you to provide as much information as you can. If you already have a website, provide the URL. If you write in specific genres, give me an idea of what you write, whether you've already got books, no books. If you're trying to move from Wix to WordPress, give me a little overview of where you stand and what you will need my help with. Then you need to agree to my terms and then proceed to PayPal. Once the payment goes through, you will receive a receipt from PayPal, and I will also receive an email notification. Depending on how busy I am, it may take me up to 72 hours to get back to you, but I will review the additional information you provided. If you had any questions in there, I will make sure to address those questions, and then I will suggest a way to move forward, whether we choose to have an audio, video, or email back and forth. I will request some information from you and phrase it in a way that you will understand based on your technical level of expertise. I will also ask you specific questions in terms of where you are with your newsletter, with the reader magnet. If you don't understand any of these terms, I will walk you through what they mean. I will also ask you what your specific needs are so I can customize your homepage based on your exact requirements. Are you also a speaker? Are you somebody who does coaching, editing? I will customize your homepage to meet your needs. And based on your answers during our chat, if I discover that your needs go above and beyond what my theme can do, I will either quote you for the additional work or I will issue a refund and say that unfortunately I cannot help you with that. So don't worry, you risk nothing. If I cannot do what you want me to do, I will let you know and then you'll be refunded. Step 4 is something that I do behind the scenes. I review the information you've given me, whether you've got established branding or not. If you have it, I'll use that. If you don't, then I'll review the books you currently have, the genres that you write in, whatever examples of sites you like that you wanted to emulate. I will review all of that and then present you with a concept of what we should go with on your site. This is all done on my local host. I am not touching your live site at this point. I am just coding the homepage in a way that I think will work for your needs. And then I present you with a video mock-up of what your site would look like for you to review and then provide feedback on. Step 5, I will proceed in the way that will be least disruptive for you and your site, but it really is going to depend on how your site is currently set up. There are 3 main categories. There's 2 types of WordPress websites. There are some people who are self-hosted on SiteGround, Bluehost, GoDaddy, HostGator, or there's a lot more hosting companies out there, but these are some of the popular ones. I will set up a secret folder where we can work on your new site. If you want to keep your existing content, I will migrate a copy of your existing site into that separate folder, and we will work with that to build your new site. So you will have lots of time to populate all of your books, and you will be able to see the new website before everybody else sees it. That is ideal, but not everybody is self-hosted, and not every self-hosted plan allows that. WordPress.com is a different beast where developers cannot upload files and we cannot set up a second instance of WordPress. When you log in to your website, you will see this blue interface here, and then you will see this symbol with plan. If you see this, you are on WordPress.com. And this word here needs to say business or e-commerce in order for me to do my job. But before you go and upgrade that, chances are I will recommend that we set up a self-hosted WordPress installation. We can migrate all of your content and your followers as well. This would be a less expensive way to proceed. The business plan does cost $25 US per month, whereas self-hosted could cost you $3.95 a month. So it may make sense for some people to move away from WordPress.com over to self-hosted, and I would take care of all the technical details to help you in that process if that's what you decide to do. So if you are on WordPress.com and decide to stay on WordPress.com and upgrade to the business plan, make sure that you're going to be available to work on your site shortly after I activate my theme so that your books can be populated for your readers to find. The third situation that some authors find themselves in is that they are with somebody else. Maybe they're on Squarespace, Wix, Blogspot, or they've hard-coded their pages using HTML and they upload them manually. Whatever your situation is, I can work with you to move away from those platforms into a self-hosted WordPress site. And based on your traffic and the information you shared with me during the initial conversation, I will recommend the best hosting for you. If you want to export your existing content, I'll tell you how to import that into the new WordPress site. So during step 6, we will be going live, and the process will vary depending on which scenario applied to you during step 5. But as soon as we're live, I'd be testing everything, making sure that your newsletter signups are working correctly. If you're promising a free book, I'll make sure that I get it when I sign up, so we know for sure your readers will also get it when they sign up. I'll also test your contact form if you have one. I'll check everything on desktop and mobile devices to make sure that everything looks right. And I'll also make technical adjustments at this point, and these will vary depending on your specific setup. But if you have a security certificate that needs activating, if I need to modify your name servers, if I need to forward a domain name. I'll take care of whatever your needs are. I'll create one personal video just for your site where I go through your back-end interface and explain everything, what it does, why such plugins have been installed. I will also provide you with lots of tutorials that you can watch on your own time and learn how to keep things updated. So when all is said and done and I'm done working on your site, you'll have all the tools you need to maintain and update your site without external help, and you will know how to keep it secure moving forward. Of course, my Parallax for Writers theme is not the perfect solution for every author out there, so I'd like to go over some fine print. Everything I've talked about so far in this video is included in the installation price, including my helping you brand your site by selecting colors and fonts and all of that, and keeping your existing content if I can. If it's hard-coded, I am not going to manually copy and paste every one of your pages, but that would be something that you would know during our initial meeting. I would discuss that and I would be very clear. These are the most common requests. If you want two identities on your website, and by that I mean if you want certain pages to look one way and certain pages to look a different way based on the genres that you write in. Example of such cases would be David's site here. David writes fiction and nonfiction. Both halves of his websites are located under one website, but they look very different. Yes, they have the same name in the header, but they are very different. They have different navigation, different content, different styling. This is double the work for me. As such, it costs extra. J.A. Haas here, she writes under two pen names. It's all loaded in the same WordPress interface so that it's easy for her to go and update her website. These situations would cost extra, and the prices are shown here. Similarly, if you write and publish books in two separate languages and you want some book pages to be written in one language and some other pages to be written in the separate language, there's a lot more extra work on my side of things because I need your header and footer and everything, your sidebar, to match and be written in that other language. I'm not including any translation work here, obviously. I cannot do that for you, but this is the extra cost for me to set up the structure. You are responsible for populating the content. During our initial meeting, if you mention anything that could incur extra work for me, I will let you know. I will be super clear, and I will often give you a free option. I can do this for you for free, or if you want this exactly, then I would charge you so much. I would be upfront about how much you would have to pay me, and these extra costs would be payable once we go live. And also, there are third-party costs that are outside of my control that you are responsible for paying if you want to maintain a website. You may not necessarily need all of those, but most of those are required. Your hosting, this is an annual cost, whether it's with WordPress.com or self-hosted through GoDaddy, whoever. There are hosting costs, recurring ones that are not paid to me, they're paid to a third party. Domain name registration, you not only just buy the domain name the first time around, you have to renew it every year. That's paid to them, not to me. Security certificate is not essential, but highly recommended. Instead of paying $150 per year to get one, you can get one for free if you pick the right hosting company. Same thing with email services. If you want a free email account, some hosting include that as part of their costs. Some don't. I will recommend one that does include it for you if you'd like. Newsletter service for contacting your subscribers, emailing them regularly, your autoresponder. This is a separate thing. This is not your website that does that. You need to use a separate service such as MailChimp, MailerLite, ActiveCampaign. There are a lot of them. And during our initial conversation, we will talk about that. If you need a recommendation, I'll offer one. Ebook delivery service. Your website is not the place to deliver large files, and you do not want to have to deal with the technical nightmare associated with instructing a person on how to sideload your EPUB file on whatever version of whatever tablet or phone they have. Getting a subscription to a BookFunnel service is money well spent. E-commerce. My theme was not created with WooCommerce in mind because WooCommerce comes with a handful of other plugins you need to keep up to date. And WooCommerce constantly updates their plugin, causing a maintenance nightmare. The amount of time you will waste, you're better off paying somebody a small fee to take care of the security of handling credit cards, the hassle of dealing with refunds and delivering ebook files. My theme would work if you want to sell your books direct through PayHip, Sales, or PayPal, but PayPal is with a big asterisk. I recommend you look into PayHip and Sales, and you could sell direct through those services, and you could use BookFunnel to deliver those ebook files. And last but not least, I wanted to address one very common question that I get all the time is, can I just buy the theme and do it myself? Unfortunately, I cannot do that, and there's 3 reasons why that is. Number 1, I cannot do this legally because when I install my theme, I am licensing 2 premium plugins. The only way I can allow you under my lifetime license is if you hire me to create a custom website for you. And that is what I am doing, so everything is above board and you will not have to pay to renew those plugins yourself. Second, my theme is technically not a fully finished theme. If you were to install it yourself, it would look ugly. I spend a lot of hours making sure that the styling of the theme, the colors, the fonts, everything looks great for your books, for your brand, for what you write. Also, I customize your homepage, and this is all coded manually. So unless you're a developer yourself, my theme out of the box would not be very useful. And third, you're a writer. What are you doing messing around with your website? Go write. Go create.